All right, I'm gonna speak for a few minutes, and then we'll get to the basketball championship game. Randy said I was supposed to be in it, but you think I was gonna try to win that, and have the pressure of all of you watching me on the basketball court? Lee's like, shit, I didn't think about that.
I think that was it. You were trying.
Yeah, I was. I couldn't hit it. Shit. It didn't go the way I visioned that. We're going to talk about a little bit about vision today. Here at the end of this, I'm going to give you some keys to success. So, as I don't work in the day-to-day operations and haven't for a couple years now, there's a lot of you I don't know. So I'm going to start off this morning by talking about just a little bit about my past, my history. There's a lot of people back here. I know we've already outgrown this room. It's crazy, but if people are back there, just have them come in and stand around so they could hear me. But those of you who don't know me, there's a number of you now that since I'm not in the day-to-day operations, that really don't know where I came from. And I want to talk about success today and the success I've had in my career and hopefully give those of you who believe in yourself some pointers of how you could be highly successful within this organization. So back in 1998, I decided to leave high school. So those of you who don't know, I didn't graduate high school. I decided to leave high school to become an electrician. Got an opportunity to take a job. I was going to be an electrician out of high school. And not that I would recommend that to anybody, but there's some people that I've met along the way that didn't graduate high school or didn't go to college. So that alone, they have this subconscious or conscious belief that they could only be so much or they could only be so successful because of that. And that's the thing that holds them back, is that they think that or believe that. So if that's you, it's completely untrue. You need to let that go. If that's not you, we all have our own reasons that hold us back and other things. Maybe it was a parent, maybe it was a sibling or a friend or somebody, a boss, a coworker at some point who made us believe that we couldn't be something more or we could only get so far because of something they told us, and it sticks with us, and sometimes we don't even realize it. It's a subconscious thing. So some people need to realize, first off, I could be whatever I want to be. I could be as successful as I push myself to be and as successful as I desire to be. So I left high school, became an apprentice electrician for a commercial company. And there's a lot of naive things. I mean, I didn't do some of these things because I was taught. I was ambitious, but naive at the same time. So I remember I was working one time, I was literally digging ditches, digging trenches for light poles that were going to be going in a parking lot. And this guy I was working with, who was also an apprentice, was like, yeah, I'm not planning on doing this forever. I'm going to school to be something else, and I have a whole plan. I'm going to be retired by the time I'm 30. So it's like, I'm 18, right? So I'm like, that sounds pretty cool. I'm going to be retired by the time I'm 32. Not 32, but 30 as well. And so I made that goal. And, it was a very ambitious, very naive goal. But I remember making it at that time. And I also remember saying to myself at that time that I'm going to own my own company. Didn't know how that was going to happen, didn't have necessarily a plan for that, but I envisioned and definitely told myself that I was going to own my own company. At that time, it was an electric company. I was an electrician, only knew electric. That's what I was learning. And I was going to own an electric company someday. And that was going to be my goal, and I was going Hello.
Battery died.
Hold that thought. Hello.
Oh.
Hello. Got it.
Hold that wire, Sean.
I'm not touching it.
Hello. Hello. Is there one on this mic? And we're back for a minute. So then, as I progressed through my apprenticeship, when I was an apprentice, I had to be the best apprentice. Whatever it is that my task was, I was going to be the best at it. I was going to rise to the top as much as I can, but also learn as much as I can, as quick as I can. I was very ambitious about doing so, very aggressive. And then I got an opportunity to go to a small residential company and run a truck. And now I was going from making $13 an hour to straight commission. Anybody ever made that decision before? Lots of people in here, right? Some of you might remember that's a scary decision, isn't it? And it was a scary decision for sure for me, but I took it. And next thing you know, I went from making $13 an hour to my first year as an electrician, making over $100,000 a year as an electrician. That quick. I should not have been in a truck. They put me in a truck, but I was an apprentice electrician from a commercial side and didn't know what the hell I was doing in a residential truck when I went to a house, but I could sell. I could sell. Some of you in that boat right now. You're learning the sales side, but you got to perfect your craft, right? So that was me. I learned by failing inspections and just doing the work and learned the job as I was on it. But I was able to communicate with clients and was able to sell. And did that for 2 years and then got an opportunity to become the general manager of that electric division within that company. And some people in this room were there. Mariano used to work for me in Denver. And some of you, have followed me here over the years, but there's still some people today who are here who watched that happen. And the company had started HVAC and plumbing, and then when I became a manager, it was about $1 million in size. And grew the electric division to 4.2. During that time, we started HVAC and plumbing, which were supported by the electric side. And then the husband and wife got divorced. Wife bought the husband out, put me in charge of the company, and I grew to 17 million over the next 4 years. So then here I was. I rose to the top of that opportunity, and I was taking advantage of it. And then a national company came along and acquired us, which for some people in that room, I remember was a scary thing. Most of you, many of you, more than half this room has been there, right? Mm-hmm. And I would say that, many people within that organization grew up and became different positions, higher end positions within that organization because they took advantage of the opportunity. They believed in themselves, and all that happened when that national company acquired us in Denver is a bunch of opportunity came. They had a lot more stability, and those who wanted it, there was definitely, believe me, there was the corporate stuff, right? There was a big corporation. So there was the negative things that you could look at with a big company because they have to be conservative in some areas. They just have to be that way. But there's way more pros than cons. And we can find pros and cons in anything we do. Some people are pessimistic and like to focus on the negative things. And some of us do it naturally. Doesn't mean you have to. We get to choose. We get to tell ourselves. We get to tell ourselves what we want to focus on. All the positive things or the negative things. And I've always chose to focus on the positive things. So when that happened, I told myself, sweet, I'm going to be in a regional manager position as soon as I possibly can. 8 months later, I got that opportunity and became a regional manager for that organization, which led me to the West Coast, which led me to traveling from Denver to California. I then inherited this store, which was all through 2009, we had a lot of challenges that we had to fix. And at the end of 2009, as we got them fixed, that organization, Clockwork Home Services, was now selling to a bigger organization and wanted to sell off their California stores. Gave me the opportunity to acquire these stores that were under Clockwork at that time. I did so. At that time, it was a struggling store, and I see a lot of smiles because a lot of you in here remember what that was and what that looked like. It wasn't the funnest culture. Actually, it was a terrible culture. And, but it was a ton of opportunity. That's what kept people here. But the culture wasn't great. It wasn't a very fun place to work. And from that point on, very quickly, we made it a very fun place to work. We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of success. One thing throughout my career that's motivated me, guys, I've never thought about how much money can I make? How successful can I be? I've honestly, throughout my whole career, since I've gone to management, have never thought and focused on the plan being about me. It's always been about, for me at least, it's always been about how many people can I help to be successful? How many people that are willing to do what it takes can I coach, can I mentor? What kind of opportunity can I create in an organization that will help people provide better for their families, achieve their dreams, achieve what they want in life? How can I best do that? And that's what I've always tried to do since I've been in this organization. I then ended up leaving that franchise, as you guys know, and we created RighTime. Me, Rick Kubis, and Darren Dixon spent weeks and months with a company that we hired to create RighTime, and we created RighTime. And it's so crazy because this was just, 3 years ago, the RighTime didn't even exist. It wasn't even a thought. And here we are, the biggest brand in Southern California at what we do. We are the fastest growing brand in Southern California under this name. There are over 300 trucks on the road today. And I look forward to the day that there's over 500, 600, 700 trucks on the road. But when we made that transition, less than a year later, a national company, once again, came knocking, came acquiring, wasn't looking to sell, but will always listen. And in talking to them, I realized, man, these leaders of this organization are just like us. They're great people who care about all of their people. At that time, over 5,000 employees, now over 6,000 employees across the country. And there's a lot of opportunity within this organization. And I made the decision at that time to, once again, join a national organization. And we then took all of the RighTime stores and all the ARS stores here in Southern California, merged them together, creating what really in this marketplace, in this industry, is a monster company as we exist here today. And over the last couple of years, making that transition and all that entails, I'm not in the day-to-day operations, but sometimes I wish I was. Because, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of stresses, a lot of things that have really, a lot of wear and tear that has really weighed on me over the past couple of years. And at the end of the day, for me personally, I'm at a point in my career where I need to take a break. And the reason for my whole speech today, and I'm going to give you the keys to success here in a second, 7 keys to success that I wrote down that I believe have helped me be successful. But the main purpose of this speech today is, this will be the last time for now that I'm up here talking to you guys. And it's so hard for me to say that because there's so many relationships in this room that I have, and that's what's kept me going. But I've also got to a point in my life where I realized at this point I'm holding you guys back. And once I realized I'm holding somebody back because I'm not mentally 100% right now, I have some personal things going on in my life. I think the icing on the cake for me was my mother was diagnosed with liver cancer, and you just realize sometimes that life is very short. And just a lot of things have weighed on me, and it's not fair to this team, as this team has a $100 million goal for me to stand in the way. And at this point, I feel like I'm at a place where if I were to stay at this time, that I would be holding the team back. But this team has so many great leaders here in the room today. This is a national company where if you believe in yourself, you can become not only a leader of this company, but a leader in a high position across the country if you choose to. This isn't a company where if you want to make $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a year, for those of you who aren't already doing so, you're in a place where you can. No matter what position you're in. I started off my career in this industry as an apprentice. Before I give you the 7 keys to success, which I hope you guys write down, for those of you who have paper, or put it on your phone, or put it in your notes, I want to first say thank you to everybody in here. Thank you for all that you've done. I mean, you don't know what you guys mean to me. You have no idea. And, you know, for one, I'm here through October, so I'm not standing up here and I'll walk out the door and you'll never see me again. I am here through October and helping transition. For those of you who know who Dennis Liberty is, that is who we're going to be transitioning into my spot. And obviously Chris Evans will be here working closely with him as well. To squash any rumors, when there's obviously some individuals that I've told leading up to this, and the first question's always, come on man, where are you going? What are you doing? I'm taking time off. I mean, I swear to God, and I would never swear to God and lie, there's no plan. No plan, I have no intention of doing anything right now, and I'm going to let God open the next door. At the end of the day, throughout my career, guys, God has been the reason for my success. And He's opened doors for me, and I've taken the risk, and I've jumped through those doors. And that's actually number 1 on my keys to success. So for those of you who are going to write these keys to success down and take them seriously, these are them. These were them for me, and I believe they can be the same keys to success for you if you take them seriously. All of them. Number 1 is have a strong relationship with God. So if you don't have one, get to know who He is, because it's pretty amazing. It'll change your life. But even if you do, it could be stronger, right? And that's something I'm going to focus on in my time off. It could be so much stronger and so much better. And He has so many promises for us. If we just believe in Him and know His promises and do what He says, amazing things happen, you guys. It's pretty incredible. I could sit here for the next couple hours and tell you some pretty incredible stories in my own life that are not explainable, but I know why. Believe in yourself. Be confident. Number 2 is be confident and believe in yourself. So many people today don't truly, deep down, believe in themselves, and that's really what holds you back. And the reason why you don't believe in yourself is because of the bullshit we tell ourselves, the negative things we tell ourselves. So we don't take that next step. We don't try. I mean, first you got to be the best at whatever it is you do. Whatever it is you're doing now, if you're the best at it, you're going to be asked to do something else. It's just how life works. So first focus on being the best at whatever it is you're doing. Do the best you possibly can. Learn and never make excuses. Be the best at what it is you do today, and you will be asked to do something else. Have a vision, and then visualize your personal BHAG. Anybody know what a BHAG is? Big, hairy, audacious goal. When I said I was going to retire by the time I'm 30, when I was 30, I was able to retire. I didn't, but I could have. But when I was 18 and said that, I said it, I believed it. It's amazing what happens when you set a goal and believe it. It's amazing. So many times I've wrote something down and said something, and there's times where I honestly forgot about it, just focused on the next thing in front of me and being the best at it, whatever it was I was doing. I'll look back and I'll be like, holy shit, I did that. I can't believe I wrote that. I did write it, and I did it. It starts there, guys. It starts with visualizing what it is that you want, what it is that you believe you can be. This next one's so important. It's been a huge part of my success. Number 5 is help others. Or number 4, I'm sorry. Number 4 is understand how to get there. Map it out. Can't skip that. So first you got to visualize it, understand what it is that you want. Then you got to map it out. You got to map out how you're going to get there. And number 1 on that map is be the best at what it is that you're doing today. Number 5, this is the one that's so important, and it's help others get to their goals. Help others get to their BHAG. Care about other people, not just people around you, not just people that you work with, but your family, people around you, friends, and even people you don't know. Even people that you don't know, give away, help the poor. You see somebody in need, figure out how to help them. And I'm telling you, if you really care about that and you do that and you're generous and you'll be blessed. It's amazing what comes back to you. In one way or another, it'll come back to you 10 times over. And that's a promise. Be generous and don't hold grudges. So many people today are held back because of some hurt that you have. And everybody in here has them. Whether it be from your childhood, from a friend, from a parent, from something recent, a divorce, a spouse, we all have our own shit, right? Forgive, let it go. Let the person know you forgave them. Doesn't mean you forget. Doesn't mean we're going to go be best friends. But forgive them. Because that could be something holding you back, I promise you. Number 6, always be self-motivated by your vision and responsibility. I mean, I've had people that have done a great job. They have that vision. They want to get there. You put them in the role where they're not really micromanaged. They're not managed on a daily basis. And they fall. They fall because they're not self-motivated. They can't keep themselves going. They need somebody to keep themselves going. They don't keep their vision intact to keep them self-motivated. And that's a tough thing. That's a tough thing to do, to keep yourself motivated every single day. We all have those days when we wake up, oh man, I just don't feel like doing it today. You got to be able to push through that. Remember what your goals are and what you wrote down, and sometimes you just need to have it in front of you to start you again for the day and to get you up, to get your energy up. And number 7, when you get success, don't let success ruin you. If you look at people that are highly successful in life, we all see celebrities, right? And famous people that get fame. Do you guys know that success ruins more people than hurts and failures? They get there, and then they lose it all. And they lose it all because they forget where they came from. They forget who they are. Their ego gets in the way. They forget about God. And suddenly they find themselves back at the bottom. And you find God there, right? We usually find God at the bottom, not in our success. And that's a reason why it gets taken away. So don't let success ruin you. Always keep yourself grounded when you get it. And you will get it. You just follow these things and truly care about other people. That's a hard thing. So we're all selfish to some degree. Some more than others. And that's a hard thing to teach ourselves. But with that said, I hope you guys believe in yourself and the opportunity that you have within this organization. I hope that you go out and do what it takes to get whatever it is that you want. You have a great leadership team here. And sometimes these things and some people create fear. Like somebody else is going to leave. They ain't going with me. So that doesn't, it's not even logical if you really think about it. No one's leaving because I'm leaving. I'm taking time off. And it doesn't mean you won't see me again. I've already been asked to come back and do some trainings. So I'll be coming, for one, I'm here through October. I'll be coming back, doing trainings, consulting, and still helping with it. It is so important. I created this brand. It is so important to me that it succeeds. It is critical to me that this brand succeeds. 5, 10 years from now, I want to be able to say I created that and it be something huge rather than not successful. Because those who build great businesses, it's all about how long that business lasts after they're gone, not while they're there. And this team right here has the leadership team. A young, aggressive, enthusiastic, ambitious, smart leadership team that every damn one of them care about the people under them. And that's why it's going to keep going. That's why it's going to be successful. It's because the leaders here care about the people under them. And that's always been important to me when I place leaders in this organization, is that they care for the people that worked for them. And the people that didn't make it long. You guys have seen that. Those people that didn't truly care about the people under them and their success and making them better never made it long. So with that said, I want to thank you guys one last time. And I'd like to get fired up one last time. I'd like to... Whose idea was the clapper thing, man? I love that. Becky's? I love the idea. I love that. Keep that going to the company meetings. The culture here is amazing, guys, and I'm very proud of that. And, years ago, I asked Brian Remington to find me a different chant, because the one we were using kind of got old. I wanted something new. And he researched and found this fired up chant that we do. And I took it and ran with it here. I coached my kids' football team and did it. Now all the coaches do it in their football teams. It's like carried on. It's pretty cool. And so those of you who see my license plate when it says "How You Feel," I get asked that all the time. It really comes from this chant. So one last time, everybody stand up and crowd in. We're going to blow the roof off this place. And if anybody has questions or want to talk, text me, call me, see me after the meeting, and we're free to do that. But after this, we're going to go out, and many of you got to get your calls and stuff, I get it. But those of you who want to watch and put pressure on the people on the basketball court, feel free to do so. Feel free to do so. All right, come in tight. For those of you who don't know how this goes, I'm going to start off really low. How do you feel? And as you envision your belief in yourself, you're going to say back, fired up. I'm going to start off low, you're going to start off low. I'm going to go a little higher, you're going to go a little higher than me. And by the end, DirecTV, AT&T, across the street is going to be wondering what's going on over here, right? All right. Everybody take a deep breath. How do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel?